Okay, this is the second one. And I think this one is about kind of management and leadership. Um, a lot of times I have seen that, having this mental model of how you should approach a particular kind of individual when you're trying to manage your team, what you should do between, um, micromanaging versus kind of delegating and managing or leading a kind of person or a team. And it's good to kind of have this mental model. I found it very helpful that you try to kind of assign some score um, to every individual or team based on their motivation level and their competence or experience level on a scale of 0, 1, and 2. So let's say that if a person or a team is highly motivated, so you give them score of 2, but their experience level or their competence level is very low, so it could be 0. So the total score will of motivation and experience will be 2. And in that case you try to kind of manage them, because since they are motivated they will be able to figure their way out. And but consider their motivation level was also, let's say, kind of maybe 0. Sorry, experience level is experience motivation level is, let's say, 1, and experience level is also 0. So in that case the sum is 1. Try to micromanage them, because they are not able to motivate as well. So try to kind of make sure that you do regular check-ins and trying to understand their approaches and kind of how they are kind of making decisions, and how they are trying to solve a problem, and so on and so forth. And in case their experience level is also high, let's say 1, and motivation level is 2, you give them things to lead, so they can kind of elevate themselves. They can also kind of gain more experience. They become more confident. And if motivation and experience level, both of them are like 2 and 2, so the score could be 4. Just delegate them, and it will also free up a lot of your time. Give you more headspace to you to be able to kind of do a lot more. um, and the last one is that everything is 0. Maybe you need to kind of put them into performance kind of improvement plan, and so on and so forth. um, Second one is about what kind of management style we should adopt, or what kind of management style that I have come across, and what I like to kind of work in. So there are different kind of management styles or leadership styles. One is structural, the second one is participative or democratic, the third one is freedom or delegate, the fourth one is like transformative. So there are a lot of different styles. Servant style is another one. Most I think for me, if I'm being working with a leader, I like to kind of work in a structured leadership style and a participative leadership style. So a combination of structure and participative leadership style is something which can keep me motivated. At the same time, it can give me enough freedom to work under my ambit of things, or it helps me in working on my strengths, and helps me achieve more from the resources that I have. So yeah, and a third concept is about stakeholder management. When you are trying to manage a particular project, and there is a very famous framework which is called RACI, where you try to, whenever trying to kind of define a RACI framework for a particular project, try to define who should be responsible for it, who should be accountable for it, who should be consulted, and who should be informed. So someone who is accountable, he's the one where the buck will stop in case project becomes red. And someone who's responsible, he's the person who is actually making the changes, is actually executing the project. And another thing which I like to kind of adopt in some special situations where I'm just trying to agree with someone or disagree with someone and trying to come to an agreement. In those cases, I try to kind of ask this question that do you feel, and if there is an agreement, do you feel that you are at 1 or you are at 10 when you're trying to think about, the choices that you want to make on a particular situation. And then I try to see where am I in terms of 1 and 10. And if there is a difference in opinion where that person thinks that, he should go ahead with option A, I think I should go ahead with option B. He's at level 10, his confidence level is very high, but my confidence level on this one is like 1. Then I'll just go ahead with the other person's kind of recommendations. But if both of us are on 10, then let's debate, try to find out what really has to be kind of unpacked here, and what do we really need to kind of figure out, and how should we really make a decision, pros and cons list and stuff like that, whatever is the right approach in which you have to come to an agreement. And because both of us can't be like can't have different choices at the same time, we can be confident, because there must be some like data insight or some qualitative kind of feedback that we might have got, or some other nuances could be there in our thinking, which is kind of uh, working under the water to give us that confidence of 10. So yeah, that's all about management leadership things.